Well, this was a scene in downtown Phoenix Saturday as thousands converged on the state capitol to march in unity and togetherness. The Women's March on Phoenix was a grassroots effort that took off on social media. It was a sister march to the Women's March on Washington, which inspired 300 marches all across the country in all 50 states and even abroad, with marches in San Francisco and New York being some of the largest. This all comes at a time when many are worried their voices will be lost, or maybe it's already been lost. The mission, at least in Arizona, was about reaffirming core American values, standing up for issues that impact us deeply, and we're talking about women's rights, not just that, but also immigrant rights, rights for all races and religious freedoms. So joining us this morning to take a closer look at the weekend's events is Eva Birch, and you actually helped organize the one right here in Phoenix. First off, how do you feel like it went?
We were totally overwhelmed with the outcome that we had at the march. We were expecting maybe 5,000 people, and we know that we had upwards of 20,000 people. And it was just completely peaceful, and it had such a good energy, and we were really pleased with what took place that day.
How does it even grow to be such a big effort like this?
You know,
what it became.
Absolutely. I think that everybody was surprised and wondering, like, how does this take place? And it definitely had nothing to do with us, nothing to do with the organizers. This really became the people's movement. This really became something that hit close to home for so many people, and people wanted to be a part of it. People wanted to be a part of something that was positive, that felt good, that gave them a voice, and they showed up.
Now, by design, a lot of people say this was no coincidence that it was the first day in office, full day in office for President Donald Trump. Was that meant to go hand in hand?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, a lot of people get under the impression that that makes it an anti-Trump protest. And I think that it's more along the lines of kind of a counter-inauguration. We're holding our own inauguration for our own perspectives, our own points of view that we don't feel are being appropriately represented in the incoming administration. We want to give a voice to those issues. We want them to remain relevant, and this is a way that we can do it. We had, the estimates are around 3 million people now nationwide who showed up to say this is what we believe in, this is what we stand for, and we want America to represent these values, and we want leadership that speaks to these values.
And it was interesting to see, it wasn't obviously the women's march, but it was walks, people from all walks of life, all ages, all sexes.
No, yeah, for the elderly, we had youth, we had the disabled, we were representing people of color, the LGBT community, women, of course, and just any group that is feeling marginalized or concerned about a future under the incoming administration was there to make sure that their voices were being heard. And we don't want to stand against anything so much as we want to be able to promote our values and our beliefs.
So a one-day call to action, but the message is far from over being sent out. What happens next? Are there other planned marches like this, other demonstrations that you know of or that you guys are organizing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We're considering what we're going to do moving forward, and that's one of the most important things that we're talking about right now is that question, that what comes next. We're actually meeting tonight. All of the local organizers are meeting tonight to discuss those steps. We're going to be meeting with all of the other leaders who were in the 10 other marches that took place in Arizona and talk about how we can move forward to give people opportunities and to make sure that our movement gains momentum instead of losing steam.
Well, we know there's a lot of folks certainly following and watching and wanting to join. If people want to learn more about this, what should they do? Is there a place they can go, website, Facebook?
Yeah, we absolutely. Our event page is going to be updated all the time with whatever our next steps are. And we also encourage people to find out what district you're in and find out where your district meets. It's a simple Google search. It's a great way that you can get involved locally, that you can show up and make a difference in your own community.
All right, and we're going to put all the information then to connect to Eva and the rest of their organization on azfamily.com as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
My pleasure. Thank you.